Your baby's going to be in their birthday suit. But what do you wear in labor and delivery? What do most people wear? What should you be considering before you decide to what to wear in labor and delivery? Today, I'm going to tell you what I saw in my 20 years in labor and delivery, along with what I did on my 3 babies, so that you can kind of understand what might be best for you, some of the things nurses think about when we think about what you're wearing. So let's walk the labor runway, what to wear. Okay, the biggest question a lot of people have, can you wear your own gown in labor and delivery? And you absolutely can wear whatever the heck you want in labor and delivery. There are gowns out there that range in a variety of prices, and you're welcome to bring those in. Just some things for you to think about that's going through the nurse's mind. First off, access. The hospital gowns are really nice because they have shoulder snaps, which can be annoying. Like, I wouldn't want to wear shoulder straps on my shirt right now, but they make it easy for us to access the IV, to put the monitor cables on, all these different things. So the gown gives really good access for where we need to be. But a lot of the hospital gowns that are out there now also provide great access. So that can be great. Your nurse might also be thinking about metal. So if you have metal snaps or metal on your gown, and if we were to go back for an emergency C-section, it can cause burns. So your nurse is always going to be thinking about things like that. Obviously, super, super rare, but it's something that the nurse is going to think about. And yes, it is annoying to be labor nurses and have all these different things in your brain. And so that's a lot of times why they're reticent to have patients wear their own gowns. But say, my gown doesn't have any metal. Do you want to check it out? So that they can feel comfortable about what you're wearing, and you can also feel comfortable wearing whatever you want. The next question is, should you buy one of those gowns or should you wear one of the hospital's gowns? For me, one of my number one things is I absolutely hate laundry. I hate to do laundry. I hate getting out stains. So for me, the hospital gown was fine. I didn't care so much that it was scratchy. I just didn't want to have to deal with it if it got dirty during labor. That being said, there are some hospital gowns, especially out on Amazon, that are pretty darn cheap that you could toss after you have your baby either way and wouldn't feel bad about it. This is actually a post on my website, and I link out to some of those gowns. I'll put the link to the post down below. But for a lot of you, texture is like a big deal. You really care about things that are touching your body. You might be allergic to the detergent that we use in the hospital, and so you don't want that on your skin. I totally understand that. So those are some things that you should be thinking about when you decide. Now, you can totally bring a gown and decide to wear the hospital gown or wear your own gown until things start to get messy and then switch over. Totally up to you. There are so many choices that you can make in labor and delivery, and this is one very tiny one, but understanding your different options and why nurses might steer you one way or the other is super important. I have a class that goes over the different options. I'm going to link it down below so that you understand more about all of labor and pregnancy instead of just what to wear. One thing I do love about those gowns that people purchase is they can be awesome for after baby is born. You're still going to get that great access, but it's going to be soft and a lot more comfortable to sleep in once you're out of labor and delivery. I love those for after baby is born, and you can even wear them when you get home. It is also really nice to have your backside open because you're going to bleed a lot, especially in those first few days. So leaving the backside open in the bed makes so that you're not bleeding on it. And that part stays clean. Again, less laundry. Are you seeing that less laundry is pretty important to Hillary? Next question I get a lot is, does everyone wear a gown while they're in labor? And the honest answer is no. I would say especially the later we get into labor, a lot of times that gown comes off. They just don't want anything on their skin. And the weird thing, you are going to be like, how can this even be true? Your nurses literally don't care. A lot of times we have a sheet on the bed that we can cover you with if that makes you feel more comfortable, or we can rip that sheet off either way. But we don't mind if you're naked. We don't mind if you have clothes on. In fact, we mind more that you have something that has metal on it than we would mind you being naked, which is not true in my regular life. I would much rather have you have metal on it in the grocery store than be naked. But in the labor and delivery room, wear whatever you want. And do whatever you want. If the hospital gown's starting to drive you crazy, rip it off. That's the beauty of it. And if you're like, what else should I put in my bag? I actually have a whole hospital bag packing list. It's kind of no fluff. So it's just the basics. I'm going to put the link for that one down below. So you're really looking to just maximize your current comfort and don't be afraid to change. One of the things I see most often is a tank top, like a flowy tank top with a shelf bra, because people feel like it gives them the coverage that they want. I know a lot of you don't love the idea of being there naked. I totally understand that. A little bit of support for the boobs. And then, for free and easy down below. So that's something to check out. Again, I have links for those down below. But don't be afraid to change it if something's not working in the labor room. Now, some of you might be wondering, do I wear a bra during labor? And I actually have a whole video that goes over bras, pluses and minuses, different things to think about. I'm going to link that one right there. But thanks for joining us here on The Pregnancy Nurse, where we get you prepared, not scared, for your upcoming hospital birth.